Hello, I'm Mandy and this is my channel Make It So. It's been a while again, hasn't it? I can only apologise, but I am learning a new skill in my new job and I just can't cope with it. I just find that I get home and my brain is just gone, whether it's my age or just because it is such a complex job to learn, I don't know. But sewing has been very much on the back burner, as has my YouTube channel. So I am trying to get something out to you when I can, and hopefully as I learn my job and it becomes second nature, I might actually be able to think for myself at the end of the day. So hello, and if you've never met me before on this channel, I apologise. That's all I can say. So anyway, here I am, and I thought I'd let you know I've actually managed to sew something, which is a miracle. And the first thing I started on was for work. I'd made my lovely rucksack that I showed you in my last vlog, and because I have to have little bits with me at my desk, I thought, why not make a bestie bag? And I didn't need a big one, so I had the expansion pack that BF Patterns sell for £4 on top of the actual bestie bag pattern, and I thought I'd make myself a little baby one. So this is the pattern you get. It's not very complex because it is an add-on, and within it, it does say to you, go to step so and so on the main pattern, or skip other things on it. So you definitely need to have the main bestie bag pattern to be able to make the little baby one. So I thought I'd show you it, and then I'd show you the medium size that I've got, so you can see for yourself if it's something that you might like to try, because you can gauge what size it is. But I can guarantee I can fit my mobile phone in it, so it's very handy. But here it is. It's tiny, but I love it, and it's come in handy, and I can get so much in there actually. But I had some more of that cord from my heyday dungarees that I made my rucksack out of, so I was able to match it in, so it goes in my little rucksack and then it comes out when I get to work. But I managed to use scraps, and I had some more of this lovely webbing from Boys, and then inside I had some fat quarters, which I'm hoping to be able to show you a bit of, and that's from Beauty and the Beast, and I bought them in Walmart in Florida a long time ago now. And then on the front I have a little Rosy Cheeks label, Happiness is Handmade, and then I think I got this zip from Little Legs, so it's another continuous zip, and you've got a pocket inside with the pattern as well. But I just absolutely love it. I was going to tell you so much about it and I've forgotten already. So the reason I made it, like I said, was for work, because it's just handy to have that little bag in case you need little bits, like I use eye drops because my eyes get dry, and my phone and bits and pieces. But this is my original bestie bag, funnily enough, the same colour, and I'm hoping if I hold it up like that, which is the medium one, if I put that up to it, you can see the difference in sizes. And if you can't, when I'm editing this, I'll put in a little picture. But you can see, hopefully, the difference in the sizes. I don't think I'd make a big one, because I find this can store lots of stuff as it is at the moment. But I also like the idea of having a miniature one, just for those little bits that might not go in your pocket if you haven't got pockets either. So I really enjoyed making that. And it was nice to get something made. I think I made it a few weeks ago, and then everything just went still again, and my sewing machine was left abandoned for a while. But then I also had a collaboration I was going to be doing, and I'd spoken to my lovely friend Laura from So Very Laura, and we'd discussed this collaboration, oh gosh, weeks ago. Must be over a couple of months now. And I kept saying, I'm really sorry, I just haven't got around to starting it because of job. But Laura's very understanding, very patient with me. Thank you, Laura. So I've always enjoyed doing collaborations with Laura because she's very laid back, she's fine, she understands, and we just said we'd do it whenever we could. So I finally finished it, and it's this one. which is what I'm wearing, the Avid Seamstress The Blouse. As I'm making it in April, I can hopefully enter it for the Sew April Blouse Challenge, but I'm not sure yet, as I did have a few hiccups along the way, so we will see. So I'll show you a picture first of what it should look like, and it does, luckily, on me as well. But this was a pattern I picked up from a swaps table at a sewing social a while ago, and I talked to Laura and said to her about it, because I remember giving her this exact pattern from another swaps table where we'd been at one together, and I said, how do you fancy making it? Because I think what started it was when I was first starting my new role and I had to wear my own clothes, so I wanted to make some blouses. So that was in February, and we're now April, and I've only just made it. So never mind, I don't need it for work now, but I thought it'd be nice to wear at home or going out somewhere with friends. But what I found was, because this was a free pattern originally from Simply Sewing, it doesn't always have as many instructions as the actual pattern that you can buy from the Avid Seamstress. And obviously I haven't got it to compare, but I don't know if you agree that you do get that. I had that with the was it Sew Over It Anderson blouse. I had that as a free pattern, and someone actually had to help me with the instructions because they'd missed out a few steps on it. So I am a bit reluctant sometimes getting the free patterns, and because it's double-sided I had to trace it, which is not my favourite thing anyway. So I made this in a size 5. I added 4 inches to the sleeves because, again, I'll show you on the picture, they are meant to ride up quite a bit, but I didn't fancy that length being on my elbow, and as you'll see it's pretty much near the length of the models anyway, with 4 inches added to it. The fabric I should really tell you about. I got this from the Stitch Festival 2 years ago, and that was from Bornella Fabrics, and it is called, I'm going to have to read it, the Hot Pink Florals Ecovera, and I bought 2 meters because it was £14 a metre. I made it in a size 5, but I think it's Ecovera because they use wood pulp and it's more sustainable. So how did it go? That's the question. Well, the instructions, like I say, because it's a free one, I don't know what the original's like, and if you've got it, let me know. I really struggle. I suffer from dry eye, and I've also got cataracts, so I'm doomed. So obviously my eyesight is not great at times, especially in dim light, but I do struggle when they do these instructions, and it might look okay on the camera, but I find when they use a light fabric, a light background, and then light sewing thread, I really can't work out half the time what they've done. Some of the pictures are clearer than others, but I just found I didn't need the pictures, I just read the instructions because they were pretty straightforward. What's nice about this pattern is it's only got 4 pattern pieces, so it's great if you've got fabric that stays where it should on the cutting table, but mine didn't. And I really should learn my lesson. I'd actually bought myself some starch for when I have fabrics that like to move about, and I forgot to use it, so my collar shape was quite creative, let's just say. It did go on okay, but I did think it could have been a bit better. So that's a thing to note for next time: use starch. It didn't mention finishing all the seams off, and I did find that this would have frayed. The only time it mentions that is when you put the sleeves in, so I did finish them rather than leave them as they were on all of the seams. And the elastic, it didn't specify how much you needed for each cuff. It just said you needed 1 metre of elastic, but I definitely didn't need 1 metre, so note that if you're ever making it and you haven't got the actual pattern from Avid Seamstress. Yeah, what did I do? This has taken me nearly a month to make because of obviously time constraints and not having the energy to do it. So one morning I got up and I thought, right, I'm going to do some sewing, and I sewed the seams in, or the sleeves in, sorry, not the seams, the sleeves, and I was really chuffed with how it eased in nicely. I done the gathering, but I didn't need to pull the threads. And then I looked at it and realised that I'd sewed it in upside down. Now, I can say that I'm quite good at setting sleeves in because I've done that before, where I've done it back to front and I've managed to ease it in with no puckers. So I can now add sewing them in upside down in my, you know, portfolio, because I've done that too. And obviously with viscose, a lot of viscose, I've found if you unpick it, you get those little white pool lines in it. So of course I got that when I took the sleeve out. It didn't end there though, unfortunately. So I got to the stage of the buttonholes. They always seem to do the buttonhole stage last, and my Benina decided to wander a bit. I think his mind wandered off somewhere else, because the first buttonhole went in really well, but then the second one, it just carried on and on and on. So I had to unpick that too, and I thought I'd reset it all because I only needed the preset width of button, because they're only small ones, and it did it again, and it wandered on and on and on. I just thought, oh dear, this is not working. And when I looked, it changed itself to a 29mm buttonhole. I don't know how, so I had to unpick it again. But after that, the rest of the buttonholes worked. So it was another blip, but luckily, because I wanted to get this blouse finished and because I was doing a collaboration with Laura, it didn't end up on the naughty pile for long. So I think I said I added 4 inches to the sleeves already. I was meant to add 2 inches to the length, and I'd written that on my trace pattern, but then I didn't increase the length, so I must have gone off somewhere and forgotten that bit. But luckily it was long enough, so I didn't have to worry too much about that. Yeah, oh yes, one more thing. You'll think, oh, another thing, the collar. I don't know if it's because I cut it out slightly wiggly, but it went in really nicely where you sew it first in, but when I flipped it over, because of how the fabric was, I'd already turned it under by 1 centimetre so that you had your finished edge when you're sewing in on the inside of the blouse, but unfortunately it just wouldn't sit right and it wouldn't cover the stitches. So I managed to, after walking off for the evening and coming back to it the next day, get it to all pin in lovely, but sometimes it didn't catch, and I'll show you a picture because I've got nothing to hide. It just didn't look very neat, and I thought if I unpick it again, it's just going to stretch out again, because it felt like it had a little bit of stretch in it. So I solved the problem by putting some bias binding in, which again I'll show you a little picture so you can see how much that finished it off nicely. So it all worked out in the end. I like it, but I don't love it, and it's not the pattern or the fabric. I think it's just the fact that it's not fitting me as well as I thought it would around my arm side. So I need to revisit that and maybe adjust it for another one, and I think I might use something a bit more stable next time, just so I can get the fit right first, and then I might venture out and get my starch can out to spray it. But I'm really glad that I did this collaboration with Laura. She's been very patient with me, so thank you, Laura. You know, it was meant to be a couple of months ago that we did this, and she's been very patient, like I say, because she's very understanding, knowing that when I'm at work for as long as I am now, I don't get as much chance to do it, and my brain's just not letting me do much when I get home. So I really did enjoy that collaboration. So I have got some plans for some more sewing. Gosh, a few weeks ago again, when I cut this out, I also cut out my bestie bag that I did. So I managed to do 2 things, but I also cut out Adam Sew's Label Keeper, and I also cut out the Ellie and Mac Casual Sling, or the, what is it called? The Callie Casual Carry Sling Bag. Say that again 3 times. So I managed to cut that out as well. So they are on my pile to do, but I have also got the exciting challenge that's coming in May. My lovely friend Lucy, the sewing gardener, is running Sew Skin Summer again this year, so I am part of the vloggers tour. So I chose May the 4th, Star Wars Day, all of you that know about that, and I'm going to be doing a vlog then. And I've also got in my head that I want to make another of my many new Look N6650 dresses, because I've got this fabric that I had from a Beyond the Pink Door Think Pink, oops, knocked myself out, Think Pink subscription box, and I just think this jersey would look lovely in that dress. So I went on Stash Hub and I did a magic mock-up, and I do like the look of it. So that is going to be something. I just need a cleanser, I think, that's not going to need a lot of thinking, and this is such a simple pattern to follow. For those of you that haven't watched me for a long while, I did do, I wouldn't say the most professional, but I did a sewing tutorial for this dress. So if you did fancy having a go, you can go, and I'll put a link in the description box or somewhere here, and then you can have a look at that as well. So that's it really. And relax. So I hope you get some time to sew this week. If you can, make it so, and I will hopefully see you again a bit sooner this time. So take care. Bye for now.